Snooping around for some last-minute Xmas gifts? This week's sale comes with a whole host of hidden gems and indie hits that could be just the thing. This video is brought to you by Divine Knockout.
Midnight Fight Express hit Xbox Game Pass as a day one release earlier this year. And then it hit it again, and then it threw a chair at it, kicked it in the head a few times, and finished it off with a sledgehammer. This brutal brawler sees you battering your way through the criminal underworld of a city that feels ripped fresh from the reels of a grungy 80s action movie. From standard street thugs to sewer-dwelling mutants, you'll come up against all kinds of enemies and be given all kinds of ways to take them down, combining guns and fists with a fury and fluidity that would make John Wick proud. Grab it for 25% off this week, boot it up and prepare for your adrenaline levels to spike for the next 6 hours or so.
Weird West was another one of 2022's weirdest, wildest releases and another wonderful day one addition to the Game Pass catalogue. But if you haven't wandered out west just yet, then let us fill you in. This spooky spin on the cowboy genre sees you dealing with both black cats and black magic as you try to stay alive. Its sandbox world is stalked by vampires, werewolves, and other supernatural beings, as well as the usual assortment of bandits and bad guys you find in every old western saloon. The most exciting part of Weird West isn't just figuring out how to deal with each new threat, but watching as your choice ripples out through its consistent open world, which could be something to keep in mind before you try to solve all of your problems with dynamite. Either way, Weird West is now 50% off.
25 years after its first batch of disc-flinging fun, Windjammers returns for another radical throwdown. This cult classic sports series brings together a collection of outlandish characters to compete in a battle of pure, unadulterated frisbee action. To spice things up this time around, it's even introduced some new challenges like the fashionable Frenchie Sophie Delis and the even more fantastically named Max Hurricane. But for all its new bells and whistles, the core of Windjammers remains true to the original. Fast-paced, highly strategic, frisbee throwing action that's easy to pick up but difficult to master. It's the perfect game to break out for some local multiplayer over the holidays, and it's now available on Xbox Game Pass and for 30% off in this week's sale.
If you're getting a little tired of hearing about jingling bells and red-nosed reindeers, the Artful Escape will let you feast your ears on a whole new world of music. Aspiring rocker named Francis Vendetti is struggling to get out his famous uncle's shadow to form an artistic identity of his own, when an alien named Zom whisks him away to see if his star might shine a little brighter on the other side of the galaxy. It's all very strange and psychedelic, sort of like if David Bowie bonked his head and hallucinated 2D platformers into existence. In any case, it sounds amazing, looks especially gorgeous in 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S, and is available both from Xbox Game Pass and at 40% off in this week's sale.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and this great Roman adventure certainly wasn't either. The Forgotten City began life as a Skyrim mod back in 2015, which became so expansive and so irrepressibly popular that it was rebuilt as an entirely independent game and released just last year. All of which is just very, very cool. The game itself sees a modern-day traveler getting sucked back into a strange city in ancient Rome where the people live in fear of the Golden Rule. If any one of them commits a sin of any kind, they'll all be turned into gold. Investigating the city and its petrified inhabitants will reveal all sorts of secrets, provide the chance for you to make a number of life or death decisions, and let you meet a bunch of truly fascinating folk. And with this week's discount, you can do it all for 35% less.
Heroes are cool, but it's the bad guys who get the hollowed out volcanoes, the laser gun sharks, and the legions of obedient goons, so you don't have to be a genius to work out which side is having more fun. But if you do happen to be one, then Evil Genius 2 might just be the game for you. This malicious management sim sees you setting up your very own evil lair and then dispatching your cronies across the globe to steal national treasures, kidnap politicians, and just generally make a right nuisance of themselves. Of course, barbarity begins at home, so you'll also have to outfit your base with booby traps and other deadly devices to take care of any do-gooders that come a-wandering. Now 60% off and available via Xbox Game Pass, Evil Genius 2 is the ideal game for those who won't settle for anything less than total world domination.
Do you ever just look up into the stars at night and marvel at the majesty and the vastness of the cosmos and wonder what's really out there? Well, it turns out it's gunk. And not just any old gunk either. Parasitic, highly toxic gunk that's going to wreck the entire planet unless you do something about it. The Gunk might be one of the most satisfying games ever made as you wander all over a strange planet, restoring it to its former beauty. Watching it spring back into life around you is a pure delight, especially in 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S. And you'll also gradually uncover hints and clues about the civilization that once flourished on this gunky paradise. Available now on Xbox Game Pass and 30% off in this week's sale, it's far and away the best gunk-centric game I've ever played.
If you like Tunic's picture book style and just ever so slightly unsettling fairy tale vibes, then you should definitely give Death's Door a look. Once again, you'll be playing as a woodland critter who's a dab hand with a blade. This time around, you're a crow whose job it is to ferry souls from one world to the next. Just be warned, some of them require a little more persuading than others, if you know what I mean. The game's slick combat will have you carving up all kinds of creatures, mixing up melee weapons with magic and projectiles, while also doing lots and lots of dodging. You'll be taking on some truly hulking enemies after all, and you are just a crow. The whole thing is idiosyncratic in a way that all the best indie games are, and you'll find it both on Xbox Game Pass and with a tidy 50% sliced off its price tag in this week's sale.
If you're the sort of person who watches Jaws and roots for the shark, then you should definitely check out Maneater. And also, you are a very frightening individual. In this aquatic, open-world adventure, you'll be trawling the deep blue sea in search of creatures to feast on. The more you munch, the larger you grow, choosing between different evolutionary pathways to give your apex predator a boutique feel that snugly fits your personal playstyle. Now available in all its 4K fishy glory on Xbox Series X, Maneater is half price this week and also swimming around on Xbox Game Pass.
Conway is a truck driver who was just trying to get a piece of antique furniture from A to B when he somehow found himself on a supernatural journey involving robot musicians, TV ghosts, and children with giant eagle friends. It's kind of a lot. Really, Kentucky Route Zero is the sort of game where you don't want to spend too much time asking why, or what, or no, seriously, actually, what is going on? Instead, give yourself over to the hypnotizing vibes of this magical tale, enjoy its bouncy bluegrass sounds, and just see where the road takes you. For the trouble, you can enjoy a 40% discount or even nab Kentucky Route Zero off of Xbox Game Pass. With one or two of these discounted gems under your tree, you're all but guaranteed a happy holiday season. This video was brought to you by Divine Knockout, the fast-paced god-on-god third-person platform fighter that gives you answers to such questions as who would win if King Arthur fought Thor? With a wide pantheon of fighters to pick from, all of whom wield mighty attacks available at the press of a button, Divine Knockout is a brawler that's easy to pick up but is challenging to master. Customize your God of Myth with the in-depth traits and blessing system and challenge all your friends with crossplay and cross-progression available, as well as a variety of game modes like 2v2 or King of the Hill. Experience the deities of Smite in a way you've never seen before with Divine Knockout. Let us know which deals you're most excited for and stay tuned for a whole new year of amazing deals in 2023. Bye!